After almost a month, we have more info on College Football 25, and I played it early, but there were some things that I couldn't share, so now I get to tell you all even more about the new game. I'm excited to share more things I haven't said for over a month now, and it's time to watch the premiere because it's going live right now. I'm hoping to see Kentucky in this one.
Hey everyone, Kirk Herbstreit here.
Oh, we got Big Red there, and then Kirk Herbstreit's doing it again, like he did the last one.
Here and welcome to the EA Sports College Football 25 Sights and Sounds Deep Dive. We designed College Football 25 with a philosophy that
You've already seen the cheerleaders and stuff. I just want to say, when I played it, presentation, incredible. You all are going to see it in this trailer, but it's always so nice to see it again and again. The game looks so good.
every team is somebody's favorite. So to create a truly authentic and immersive game day experience, we gave a little love to every single school in the game.
Oh, East Carolina.
The Owls do. It's a touchdown. Let's take a
That is so neat. They've already got Kennesaw State in here. They're one of the new programs. We would not see them in revamped, but look at this. Celebrations.
Let's take a closer
There's the
look.
tree.
It was a massive undertaking to research and recreate unique team traditions.
I just have to say, they showed us that at the EA studio when we were there. They put on the suit and we got to see it all, how they made and recreated everything in the game. It is super neat to see that entire process. All right.
And in EA Sports College Football 25, you'll get to experience all kinds of iconic pageantry, from stadium environments to turnover celebrations.
Turnover chains are awesome. The fact that they got like the turnover chains in the game, amazing. Cool to see Coastal Steel Field as well. I just love seeing the presentation of all the different colleges.
To mascots.
Where's Kentucky?
Finer details like crowd theming, touchdown traditions.
That's going to fly right over people's heads. And look at this. Travis Hunter is sitting on a turnover throne right now. But if we go back just a few seconds, you're going to see Cal Stadium where the fans have these different crowd patterns, and they're going to have that in Dynasty mode. It's only going to be for a couple of games, maybe one, like Penn State's whiteout, but they do have this, and this is just the detail, the attention they've paid to it. It's going to show. This is awesome.
Crowd theming, touchdown traditions, and rivalry content truly help set the game day atmosphere. Players on some teams touch a sign for good luck on their way to the field. Cheerleaders and marching bands create human tunnels and classic formations during team intros.
I also want to say about the team intros, they probably won't point out the specific point. They last for like a minute and a half. Like, you are getting so much presentation leading up to the game. And it's not like some weird thing like what you see in Madden where it's cutting every half a second, going to different things. No, the presentation makes you feel like you were in the stadium for that game. And it looks so good.
And pyrotechnics light up stadiums. We've got mascots on push-up boards, riding motorcycles, planting flags, and animals charging down the field. Ultimately, we know that each team comes in a different shape and size, and in EA Sports College Football 25, you can experience them all.
I had to go back for a second just to point out how good, again, things look. The trophy, the detail on this. You can actually read all the inscribed things on there to see the years, the dates for when they've taken this home. And just the score bug looks good, all of it. I'm just so happy.
You can experience them all. Aside from the action on the field, we all know what truly makes college football so electrifying: the fans. In order to recreate the intensity and authenticity of a college football crowd, we partnered with ESPN to capture crowd reaction audio from some of their biggest broadcast games.
Oh my gosh. I mentioned that moment from when they showed us that, and they've put it in the trailer. Dude, that was so cool. This was the first bit of gameplay they ever showed us when we were at EA, and that is the infamous Mo Bamba clip. Talked about it on my main channel. Listen, like, the room was silent when we saw this because it was identical. They put it right next to what happened in real life, so we got to see both sides. It's crazy how realistic this is. All right, we're watching it again. And it's loud, too. This doesn't mimic it. There it is.
For some matchups, you'll be greeted by a colorful crowd theme painting the seats. Whether it's a whiteout, a blackout, or a stripe the stadium theme, It's all
That
in the
looks
game.
so good.
Unique fan sections will be leading cheers with painted chests, team-specific hand
Oh my
signs,
gosh.
dynamic wardrobes that change based on the conditions,
Ooh.
and custom chants.
That's a wrap. Kirk and I did some joint recordings. It is an incredibly detailed process.
He wasn't
I saw
kidding.
that.
We spent hundreds of hours laying down commentary for every game scenario you could imagine.
It's a pick 2 to win the game in overtime.
The broadcast
A pick 2 to win the game in overtime. They really did nail everything.
team also includes Jesse Palmer, David Pollock, and Reese Davis. To make it game day every day this season, pre-order the MVP bundle.
That was amazing. I'm so happy you all are getting to see more clips from the game, and now I want to read through their deep dive that they've also put out. They always put more stuff in this than they do in the actual trailer. You can get a lot more information out of it, so I'll link it down below. I'm going to skim over the most important stuff. They do want to reiterate that every team is someone's favorite team, so we're going to see that throughout this entire article and a bunch of clips as well. Picture this. You're playing as Penn State, getting ready to take on your opponent, and this all starts with your team running out of the tunnel to Zombie Nation blasting and the whole stadium chanting, "We are Penn State." That is in the game. I hopped into one with Penn State when I got to play early, and so they're not lying about this. You can see that across all 134 teams too. They have the unique entrances. Again, there's like a minute of gameplay clips like this, just a B-roll before the game even starts, where you get to experience the environment, and it looks so good. Tradition-wise, that's what separates Saturday from Sunday, of course, so they had to nail things like runouts, and you're going to see that with signs like "Be a Champion" at Alabama or something at Wisconsin, Notre Dame, etc. Motion capture was the key to ensure accuracy and detail in all of the props. I talked about how they showed us in the studio, them just getting stuff like this. And then they went on in this article to reiterate it. They built a 2-story ramp to replicate the hill for Clemson. And again, I'm going to have this all linked down below so you all can read through the entire thing if you want. I just want to nail the important things. It is pretty cool to see the behind the scenes things of what they had to do. That Gator room looks so cool. That's them scanning it. And we're just going to continue to go down. Now we're on to the mascot section, where I have asked about this. I saw 50 total mascots and it threw me off. But every team I used, I saw a mascot for. So I feel like every team is represented. I'm not sure what's up with this line, but I'm going to figure it out. And once someone at EA gets back to me, I'll put out something on Twitter about it. As for the mascots that are in the game, at least, they did a lot of initial research for each one, and they do look very realistic. I've said that for pretty much everything, but that's because they've replicated everything so well. We have the striped out crowd in the background of this picture with Tennessee's, and they're not kidding when they say their team of developers love college football. This is what they mean. This is how they kind of did it, more behind the scenes stuff. But what I want to do is get to where the new features are, the things you all might not know about. And this is just a clip of the dunk clip that we saw at Pitt. I guess Clemson has it too. They wanted to get the turnover traditions in the game, so not only do they have the classic school ones, but they have the turnover and touchdown props, and they also have championship belts, chainsaws, basketball hoops like that, and even a throne, which we saw in the trailer. They wanted to really separate it from Madden. It's not a Madden reskin. At this point, no one can say it is, and they worked hard to deliver it. Some of the ways they did is they went to the fields and scanned stuff like this. And then for the schools they couldn't, over 80 schools sent them on average 1,000 photos each, just so they could accurately replicate their school in the game like they did with Colorado here. To streamline that process, this whole section just summarizes that they can add stuff in really quick so they can change things if needed, if there's any construction. There are over 150 stadiums in the game. And then also they mention for their favorite uniforms, everyone has different schools that they want to see. There are going to be new jerseys throughout the year. And they also have a toolkit for that where they can put them in the game instantly. I don't know if this means throughout the cycle we're going to get updated jerseys, but that'd be super cool if we did. And we even got a picture of Arkansas State's water fountains. After they score a touchdown, the water fountains go off. So the fact that they've captured that just shows the level of detail. Arkansas State's not a big school. They still wanted to get something like that in the game. And from an emotional soundscape, sound is very important as well. You have the crowd, band, cheerleaders, chants, all of that. And for crowd noise, they actually worked with ESPN to capture crowd audio straight from their broadcast. That overtime game in 2022 between LSU and Alabama, they were at that. In addition to that game, they were at a Kentucky one. I saw Kentucky's name. We've finally been mentioned. We're not in a trailer yet, but Kentucky's name has been mentioned in at least an article. Then for the fight songs, one of their feature producers went to Nashville to record every team's fight song. and that's impressive. When we were at EA, they actually passed around this book. I didn't know how to read it. I don't know a thing about music, but I still opened it and tried to read a little bit of it. I don't know what's going on in there. That's the level of detail that they're going for, though. And also, crowd themes are in the game. Another aspect where detail is shown. They have over 170 different patterns for schools that have them in real life, and those kind of look like this. You'd also know Tennessee's checkerboard, Penn State's whiteout, stuff like that will pop up in your Dynasty and Road to Glory modes, which someone at EA confirmed with me. And so once or twice for a game a season, you'll get a different crowd pattern, which just makes every game unique. I love that. And on top of it, dynamic attendance is in both Road to Glory and Dynasty too. It says it's a new feature, but it's not. It's been in previous NCAA football games, and basically the quickest summary for it is if you're 0-12, you're not going to have many people in your crowd. If you go 12-0, then everyone's going to want to be there. You're going to have sold out crowds. And if you're playing a weaker opponent, like let's say you're Alabama versus an FCS school, I'm hoping they have it to where not as many people are there as if it was Alabama versus Auburn or something. But they still might sell out anyway just because it's Bama. They also have crowd section layouts, which are going to be very accurate. So let's say you have an away visitor section in your team stadium. They're going to try to replicate that in game. Same with the student section, same with the band section. And even schools are equipped with props accurate to life, such as pom-poms at Michigan and Tennessee, towels at South Carolina and Pitt, and even tiger tails for Missouri. They want the fans to feel like they're coming alive, and they also have high-energy student sections where they've captured both male and female actors screaming at the top of their lungs to recreate those high-intensity third down moments. They even say that they've captured heartbreaking ones too, and you can see that. You can see your fans being super upset after a play like an interception, and I just love that act of realism. It looks so good. There's the swamp with the gator chomp. As a Kentucky fan, don't like to see it, but I think we can all expect they also have hand signals in the game, of course, the Miami U. All of these different schools. This isn't all of them, though. That says plus many more. And it'd be cool if they put stuff like horns down in the game. I don't think they did. I didn't check for that. Stadium-wide chants are also there. For schools we weren't able to visit to record, we went to the top of our parking garage at Orlando Studio and yelled at each other chant over chant again and again. And they haven't put a video of it in this article, but whenever we went out to EA, they did show us their team members just putting all of these chants in the game on top of the studio. But if you were like a Michigan fan, you weren't going to do Ohio State's chant. So they were still staying loyal while doing all of them. Beyond what's been mentioned, they want to say that these are ones to look forward to, but it's also going to say plus many more. They're going to have so much in there, even the SEC chant. And then we have iconic voices in the booth. Of course, we've already talked about these commentary teams. I personally don't listen to commentary teams, but they will be on your Call-In Dynasty and Road to Glory seasons with your weekly matchup, and they'll mention certain things like if you reach a conference championship game. So that's kind of cool. If you don't know, there will be dynamic commentary teams. So for the less important games, you're going to get Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollock. And then, of course, for the big ones, Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit. We chose these talented individuals because of what they've had in the commentary space for college football. They made the right choice. They recorded over 68,000 lines. And they've also brought back studio updates, and that's pretty important. It even says for Online Dynasty, you'll hear about scores from other members in your dynasty if they've already finished their matchup that week. And they will be jumping in from time to time to call out national upsets too. Just what you want to see. Kevin Connors doing that. Celebrations come with glamour, flair, and the most important aspect of it all, the hardware. I feel like all this stuff is pretty self-explanatory, so that's why I'm kind of just going through it. They did replicate stuff very well, though. And then the game flow thing is something that I can actually talk about. This aspect looks really good. There's a whole new play call experience. The actual screenshot is right here. And in the top right corner, you're going to have so many different stat updates that you won't know what to do with. You can be told any statistic. They're going to list them out here of all the different things you could see, but it's really cool to get it. You could even get score updates in that right corner. Then at this part, you're going to be calling the play. And then in the top left corner, you're going to see fan reactions, coach reactions, player reactions, etc. I really like how they did the layout for College Football 25. The presentation looks good. And to us, this is truly the most authentic and unique college football experience ever produced. I agree with that, of course. And next up, our incredible teammates over on the Dynasty team will be providing a Dynasty deep dive on all the things coming to that. So that's what we have next. See you soon on the field. That's a Penn State thing. But what an article. We're just a few weeks away from release now. It's so nice to be getting all this information. And let me know in the comments what's your favorite part about all the new stuff that's come out today.